Sure. So my name is Patty Torres. I am the project manager for the North Coast Resource Hub. I work for an organization called the North Coast Health Improvement and Information Network, NSHIN for short, and also for the Humboldt IPA, Independent Practice Association. So this is a project that has been in the making for I think a little bit over a year already, and it went live in April of this year. So we're still very new, but we are continuously making changes and expanding and growing and trying to learn how to best optimize the North Coast Resource Hub. So there's the link to the Resource Hub, and so what happens when you click is that you see this screening that comes up. So what it says is, do you need urgent or immediate help? And we also have that in Spanish. And so if someone is in urgent need of assistance, we will click yes. And of course, it's important that if this is an urgent or life-threatening emergency, that we direct people to call 911. But if it's crisis services that we are looking for, click yes. Here on the left-hand side, you'll see this called category filter, and automatically applies the crisis services filter. So what it'll do is it'll bring up everything that's classified as a crisis service. In the Resource Hub currently, we have resources located in Del Norte, Humboldt, and Curry counties. The Curry County section is still actively being built, but we do have some resources in there already. And so without applying a location filter, you'll just get the whole gamut of crisis services. But what you can do is name the city, so Crescent City, and then what you will see is further narrowed down services. So what I would like to draw your attention to next is here where it says found filters. So this will show you the matches. So for example, the police department, crisis services. So this matched our crisis service filter and it matched our city filter. And the lower on the list that you go down, it will show you everything that's in Crescent City, but lower on the list, you won't see, like if there wasn't a match to crisis services, it'll indicate here that there was no match to that. So the reason why we built it this way was to bring up to the forefront the most relevant resources, but not meant to exclude any resources. So also let me know if there's anything here that, if anyone could just flag for me if there's any questions, I'm happy to answer those throughout. So let me continue talking a little bit more about the filters. We do have these subpopulations, what we're calling them subpopulation filters. So if you are looking for resources that are aimed towards the LGBTQ community, towards men, towards Native Americans, people who use drugs, etc., you can apply these filters and further sort your search. And then insurance type, this mainly applies to the medical services that we have on the Resource Hub, and it's inclusive of like mental health resources and substance use resources. So you're able to select, if this is a commercial insurance, if this resource accepts commercial insurance, or if this is a Medi-Cal resource. And also we have family packed and other payment options like self-pay. And then again, here with the city filter, I just think it's important to highlight that you do need to type in a city. So we had an interesting learning with this filter because originally we had it set pretty broad where you can just apply the county. But because we live in such a rural county, what the system does is if you type in a county, it'll take you smack dab to the middle of that county. And in Humboldt and in Del Norte, that happens to be the wilderness. And so you're not going to get any resources that come up if you type in a county. So that's why we specified, please type in a city. And then what you can do is like Gold Beach here. What you can do is you can do 25 miles. or we can do 50 miles, and then we see more resources. Okay, so another neat thing here is that if you go to the top corner, you have the ability to change languages. So I'm going to change it to Spanish because that's what I speak. That's what I understand. It automatically translates everything that you see here into Spanish. This is an automatic translation it's done by Google Translate, but it's actually really high quality. I was pleasantly surprised because I think, you know, language is such a nuanced thing. You don't expect something that's kind of done automatically to be this accurate, but it is. I'm happy to report. So say, for example, you are a person who speaks Spanish, or you are a case navigator, social worker, patient, client advocate working with clients or with the community, and you happen to be working with people who speak Spanish. Also, say, for example, that you're working with a person with limited access to smartphones or with limited access to computers, and what you'd like to do is provide them with a printout of resources. So what you can do, say, for example, I'm looking for services for families and children. I'm looking for my subpopulations to be Hispanic, Latino community here. And I'm looking for these in Crescent City. What I can do is then, and I want to provide my person with a printout. In English, this would say share/print, but it's in Spanish right now. I just want to show you the concept. You can click that, and then you can click this top left corner here. It says include and share. And then what that does here is you can have it sent to print. It prints out in a user-friendly way. And what it has is a small description of the service with the address, contact information, and web page. So you're then able to do this and hand it to your client. You're also able to, let me demonstrate this in English now. Let's apply some filters. Share print, include and share. You're able to copy link. And what that does here is that it will copy this to your, I'm forgetting the word that when your pad, your notepad, I believe it's called. I'm forgetting what is that? Clipboard. Your clipboard. Thank you. Your clipboard, not your notepad. Thanks. This will copy to your clipboard, and then you are able to, if you're on a mobile device, you can text it, you can put it in an email, you can otherwise share it in a different way. And so what the resources that you clicked will appear in the share. So these are just some features that we decided to include because our primary audience for this is people who work with community members, with the public. A lot of what we do at Enshin is work on high-level community health projects. And so we work with a lot of partners from across different organizations. And a lot of what we heard was, there are a lot of really knowledgeable case managers and social workers and navigators in the community, but they hold all this knowledge in their brain, right? Like we need a resource that can be used, that is regularly updated, where resources are held that also include relevant information on these resources. So if you click more details, like I just did here, what comes up is more detailed information on these resources. And so what we have here are a description of the resource. We have a map here. This is linked to Google Maps. If you see these small icons here with the bus what it'll show is the nearest public transportation routes. And then you can click view on Google Maps and it'll show you the bus schedules and things like that. Where hours of operation are applicable, we display hours of operation. Of course, being that we are living such interesting times due to COVID, many services are, deciding to kind of serve clients on an ad hoc basis, or maybe their hours are just changing rapidly, so they're not displaying them on their website. So we always encourage people to please call the resources directly to obtain specific information on hours of operation and whether or not they're seeing people in person and things like that. So here we have a website link. So if you click on the website link, it'll take you to that organization's website. And down this lower half here, you'll see what categories are this resource is matched with, and it's matched with senior services, and then detailed information. So again, more sort of tailored towards social workers and navigators that are working with trying to direct their clients to resources. Do you need a referral? If yes, what organization do you need a referral from to access services? Is this something that has a fee associated with it, or do they accept health insurance? And then what languages are available? So that's just a little bit more detailed information that we try to collect on every resource. And then this lower bottom, this link here that says report a problem /change. This is meant, so say I work for Area 1 Agency on Aging, and I see some information here that's outdated. So I can then just click on this, say my name, my email address, describe the problem or describe the update, and then submit. And this goes directly to one of our staff's inbox, and we can generally update the hub within 1 or 2 business days. So there's that. And I know because we are rxsafedelnorte, we might be particularly interested in resources that are associated with addiction or associated with alternative pain management. So what I want to show you here is we have this category called alternative pain management. And so this everything that's here was once living in a separate listing that's in a separate resource that's called alternative pain management. And so what we did since our sister organization ran this list was to just ship it over onto the resource hub. So now it's in one central location. So here you find things like yoga, chiropractors, massage, different holistic approaches to health and meditation, physical therapy, things like that. And there are, I believe, at least 100 or so of those resources categorized as alternative pain management. So I do encourage you to check it out, and that does include resources in Del Norte County. And then lastly, addiction services here. Where was it? We are working on, it was suggested that we should have this list in alphabetical order, and we are working on that. So addiction services here, we have pretty much all of the evidence-based treatment services in Curry, Del Norte, and Humboldt County listed here. I do want to show you that we are in the process of capturing the ASIM level of care for each service, just to give the the community member just more information, just so that they can find a treatment resource that's appropriate for them. And we try to list the detailed services here. So, this is a service that provides medication-assisted treatment, naloxone, distributor, outpatient case management, things like that. So these are our addiction treatment, and I'll go to Crescent City, up my radius a little bit. And so here we have more resources that are, Del Norte, Northern Humboldt specific. And as we go down the list, we'll see everything that matches the addiction services category. And then as we run out of those, we still see everything that's located within 25 miles of Crescent City.
Say that this has been a really great partnership, and we're very excited to see this expand and grow. And there's a lot of really good information in there, but now we need you guys to use it, and that's where it's going to grow and get even better as we find those hiccups or find those things and to actually get it out there. And we have resource cards available, so if you want the ones that Patty has provided me has the QR code on the back of it and the link on the front for North Coast Resource Hub. And then we have some RX safe ones that are a little bit more just substance use focused. So it has the links, and it has links to our information as well as crisis information on there. So let us know if you want cards. You can let us know in the chat. Or
can I add just one more thing? So I do have a request for all of you, because, like I said, this is still in its infancy. We are, hoping to continuously make it better. If you work for an organization in one of the 3 service counties, please search for yourself. And if you don't come up, let me know and say, Patty, I tried searching for my organization. I consider myself to be, an addiction services org or a children and family org or whichever you see yourself as. And if you don't come up, or if you come up and your information isn't up to date, please let me know, because that's part of like the continuous quality improvement process, is to come up with these cases and see, okay, so if I'm searching for first 5 and I would imagine that I would enter in these filters and it doesn't come up, that's something that I can then use to go back and then change our editing. So just if you have the time, if you're interested, please take some time to peruse this website and let me know. I'm always really interested in hearing feedback and suggestions, because the goal is to make this as useful as possible for the community. So yeah, please don't be afraid to get in touch.